This is Zac and Gus, the podcast.
Rock, paper, scissors, paper.
You, third week in a row, you harassed me for this, but this is 100% your fault. You cannot.
No, because, okay, I didn't explain this right last week when it happened, but pretty much
You're saying something.
I'm saying one thing and my hand is doing another thing, which I made fun of Zac for doing, but I think he just did it so many times that it's just, my brain just thinks that's how you're supposed to do it.
That was your excuse 2 weeks in a row. Don't make it a third.
Rock, paper, scissors,
paper.
Ah, welcome to the Zac and Gus podcast, and especially welcome to all the YouTube listeners, because you could be listening to this episode on YouTube on this Sunday, the day that it came out. Not at 6 in the morning, granted. Actually, maybe a bit after 6 if I, scheduled the upload. I don't know if you can do that. Maybe, but you'll know. So, yeah.
This is a reference to the fact that I think right now when we're recording this a week before it's meant to go up,
It's not on... the vast majority of the YouTube podcasts are still not up on YouTube, but by the time this comes out, they will all be up. I have that in good faith from myself.
so with some good news to start off the podcast, I want to bring that back down and make us cry.
Oh.
2 weeks ago,
Did the Big Brother's dog guy die?
no,
Oh.
a few weeks ago, we announced that it was Africa Week on the podcast.
No one did it?
Everyone was meant to listen with a VPN set
From
to Africa.
Africa.
Not one person
What? Okay,
listened
so
from Africa.
I knew not many people. I knew nearly no one was going to do it, but I thought at least someone who was like, oh yeah, I really like the boys' show, I'll do this for. No one?
No one, not one person decided, you know what, I'll do a favour for the boys. I'll listen from Africa.
That hurts.
Yeah, it hurts. And I'm looking at you guys, all of you. I cannot believe you've treated us like this.
So what do we do now? So we still
we-
don't have Africa on the map.
Do we reschedule Angus? I've just realised what's meant to happen.
What?
Do you realise what this episode's meant to be?
What?
A barbecue episode.
Oh no!
Oh, what have we done?
Oh, and we've just started off the episode shutting our audience, and we haven't come through on a promise after literally complaining that they didn't come through. So,
This is the second time I don't think a barbecue episode's ever going to come.
all right. Well, I feel like we need to sort of forgive the audience then. We don't mind that you didn't use a VPN if you don't mind that we didn't give you a barbecue episode.
One day, I feel like now we're going to shock you guys with a barbecue episode.
At some point, yeah, it's just going to happen. You won't know. We're not going to announce it because announcing things on this show is always a bad idea.
You can't break a promise if you don't make a promise. But do you know what this week is week?
Do I know what this week is week?
Pointing at the board.
It is the 13th episode of the Zac and Gus podcast, and it's quite amazing that we've made it this far.
Now, we did say this last week.
It's quite amazing that we've made it this far. I feel like it's just a fact every week that it's amazing that we've made it this far.
We're surprised we've done this for so long.
Anyway, for episode 13, number 13 has some significance to some people, so I thought...
Significance or the fact that an entire culture doesn't like that number?
Well, that is the significance, but I thought that I would prepare 13 facts about the number 13.
Brilliant.
Number 1. I'm going to do this like a Watch Mojo video.
Oh no, I hate Watch Mojo videos.
Number 1. Triskaidekaphobia is the fear of the number 13. Yes, believe it or not, some people are actually afraid of the number 13. Do you like my Watch Mojo voice?
I really like your Watch Mojo number voice. But now you've got to just have 7 or 8 irrelevant photos just slowly slideshow as
On the video version, there's going to be some really dumb photos.
So
that are gonna
if
come
you
up.
are listening on YouTube, we're incredibly sorry.
Number 2. I can't even say this. Paraskavidekatriophobia is the fear of Friday the 13th. Yes, believe it or not, some people are actually afraid of Friday the 13th.
I understand that. Like, I've got friends that are actually, they hate Friday the 13th, and I'm like, it's just a day.
Are they like, they hate it or they're scared of it?
I think
Because
both.
if they hate it, it could be part of a certain segment we do, things we hate. Just plugging a future segment of this episode.
Whoa, stay
Oh.
tuned.
Number 3. It is estimated that 17 to 21 million people in the United States are affected by the fear of Friday the 13th and cannot go about their daily duties.
Really?
I have no idea where that number comes. Like, I guess someone was just like, oh, yeah, probably about that many people just...
I just don't
Because
understand.
it doesn't say where they got that
It's a
number
very
from.
American thing.
It just says it's estimated. So it's just like, oh, yeah,
It's
probably.
estimated.
What?
So it's an estimated number.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
Someone just guessed. These aren't really facts. I got them off like random, like really dodgy websites. So, but that's really on brand with the Watch Mojo theme, I reckon.
I do agree.
Number 4. Many airlines remove a row 13 from their planes to avoid making passengers nervous.
I can confirm it. Many
I can't. I've only been on like 2 planes in my life.
Many planes that fly in and out of Asia do not have number 13 in any of their rows because it's an Asian custom to not like the number 13.
Wow.
So that's at least one fact confirmed here.
Well, you heard it here first. Zach Briffa knows about planes. He's not just a PTV nerd. He's also
I'm a transport
an
nerd.
Air Asia nerd.
I don't just travel on Air Asia despite there being an Air Asia
He
plane.
literally has an Air Asia model plane on his shelf. And he just nurmed it down to the table.
There we go. So now on the desk, we've got Queen Elizabeth II and a very dusty Air Asia plane.
All right. Number 5.
We're only up to number 5.
I'll start talking faster. Similarly,
No, you
many
can go
tall buildings also remove the 13th floor, jumping straight from 12 to 14. 6. A baker's dozen contains 13 items.
What?
There are many theories behind this.
No, surely
but-
not.
Yeah.
It's a baker's dozen 13.
Well, if it was just a dozen, they'd just call it a dozen, wouldn't they?
This has shocked me.
I didn't actually know before I read this either, but yes, a baker's dozen is 13.
No way.
It is! I know! We probably sound super dumb right
How
now,
many
Zach.
people know this? I've always
I reckon
assumed...
everyone except us.
No, surely not.
Hit us up at Zac and Gus on Instagram or zacandgusshow@gmail.com if you knew or didn't know
Are you
what a
as
baker's
shocked
dozen
as
is.
us that number 13 is a baker's dozen?
But there are many theories behind this, but one common thought is that it was to avoid a beating in medieval times.
What?
Bakers who were found to be cheating their customers would be subject to punishment.
How would they be cheating their customers?
I don't know, by only giving them the advertised amount.
That's
I don't
stupid.
know.
I hate that. I hate that a lot.
Alright. They get less and less facts as we go along.
God.
Number 7.
Well, no.
Children become teenagers at age 13.
That's an obvious fact. Because 12 doesn't have teen at the end, but 13 does.
Yeah, but it's still technically a fact.
Yeah, but a fact is something that someone in somewhere wouldn't know.
I'm sure there's someone who doesn't know where the teens start.
All you'd have to do is count.
Number 8. Prohibition in the United States lasted 13 years.
What? What's a prohibition?
It's when they couldn't drink alcohol.
For 13 years, they couldn't drink alcohol.
Yeah, don't you know about that?
Why? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, alcohol was prohibited in the United States. Like, I don't know when it was. It was like in the...
Why?
I'm not going to say when I think it was because I'll just sound like a fucking idiot.
Why?
I don't know, because it was causing problems or something, and then it caused more problems when they took it away because it started this whole underground moonshine. That's where moonshine comes from.
Ah, I just thought moonshine came from people who can't speak properly.
Number
Ye
9.
olde moonshine.
I think this is where I just started making them up.
Angus.
It's all leading towards the last one, Zach.
Great.
I just had to get 13. Number 9. 13 flipped around is 31, which accounts for the number of days in most months.
That is not a fact. That has September, April, June, and no. 30 days has September.
If it's
April,
over
June,
6, then I'm right.
February has 28. Yeah, you're right.
Number 10. The number 13 is the square.
Angus.
The number 13 is the square root of 169. My computer chair cost me $169.
That is not a fact.
My computer chair is slightly wonky. Coincidence? I think not.
No. Not a fact. That is not
Number
a fact.
11. 1 plus
No, that is...
1 plus 3 is 4.
That's not even 13. That's not even a fact. Not even a 13 related fact.
Number 12. If you switch the numbers in 13 around, it makes... Did I just repeat?
You've already done that fact.
I repeated.
Yeah, but the first time you said it was if you flipped it upside down.
Number 13. The 13th Google search result for the number 13 is the MacBook Air page on Apple's website.
How is that important? He's crying. He's actually
I'm actually crying, alright.
That was not that funny.
I'm so glad. It was more just the voice. I'm so glad we got through that. Anyway, speaking of Apple, I might be getting an iPhone.
Whoa!
That was a good segue, wasn't it,
No,
Zach?
it wasn't.
It was a
That was
terrible
the worst
segue.
yeah.
But I wanted to excite Zach because I have been Team Android for quite the while.
So
Zach used to be Team Android. He betrayed us.
Not really.
I went with him when he betrayed us. I remember he bought an iPhone off this dude.
in a random court in Grovedale.
Yeah.
And
And
I've enjoyed having my iPhone. Do you want to have some iPhone chat? What iPhone are you planning on getting?
I have no idea, but look, there's 2 reasons for this.
Yep.
One, I read one article about iOS 14 today, and I was like, yeah, that sounds...
I'm so excited for iOS 14.
I was like, yeah, that kind of sounds like it removes all the reasons why I wouldn't have wanted an iPhone.
Which were?
I don't know. I don't remember what they were. Maybe I should have written them down.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, it was like... bleep. Yeah, no, like letting you change default apps and stuff.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
I am actually looking forward to that.
So I was like, okay, cool, but also my phone's bleep. It just restarts like randomly throughout the day. And I have a phone on a contract and I pay a lot of money for it. So I was like, I need a new phone. And Zach has an iPhone, so we can be iMessage buddies again.
We were iMessage buddies for about 2 weeks.
2 weeks when I had a shattered iPhone 6 that was given to me.
And that was the favorite 2 weeks of my life, I reckon. We got
It
to
was
play
my
so
least
many
favorite.
iMessage
That
games.
phone was so hard to use.
We got to play so many iMessage games. And I think we did a radio show. The second radio show, I think you had it.
Maybe.
Anyway,
I don't know.
Best time of my life, if you ask me.
Anyway,
Just before we segue into this next thing, I've just remembered something really important that I saw on the internet this morning, and I cannot get over it.
Okay.
I'm going to show you this on a calculator. 51
Yeah?
is divisible by 17.
Why is that amazing?
That annoys me. I don't imagine 51 and 17, 2 numbers, so out of each other's leagues.
What does that mean?
I was almost crying when I saw this.
I'm so confused, Zach. It just is. That's just maths. I don't
Yeah,
understand.
but you don't expect that.
I don't think about what numbers I would expect to be divisible into other numbers. Why would...
It's just so weird. Why?
This is not content. This is less content than me telling everyone I'm getting a new phone.
Okay. I promised this last week, and it is time for...
You bought 10 slabs of beer.
You bought a giant cardboard cutout of
Gus.
Your
Bendigo.
bank account balance is $0 and 0 cents.
Oh no,
Zach.
what did you buy this week?
Well, let's find out.
Gus.
Because this is
Zach's.
better financial decision. Oh, that was amazing. I feel like This segment better be good to even top that opener. That was hilarious.
Angus, together we made a bad decision over the week. We're holding hands.
We're holding hands.
I spent $65 on 3 pairs of socks.
What?
The
bleep.
Socks.
Oh, the bleep socks. Yes, I remember. I remember this.
Yeah, it's very quick and a poor financial bad decision.
So essentially, a podcast we listen to, bleep.
They've been bleeped. I'm not plugging them.
Okay. So we bought socks off a podcast that had terrible socks, and we bought. Well, Zach bought them.
Yeah, and Angus paid for one. But yeah, I just thought it was a real bad financial decision, and I don't make them. Usually I'm a bit responsible. I just thought it was worth bringing to the fact that I spent $65. I don't have a job. I haven't worked a shift. Like, today was the first time I've worked a shift.
I was really confused when you said you don't have a job, because I rocked up today and had to wait half an hour for you to finish work.
I haven't worked since like February or March.
Are you sure you have a job? Now I'm questioning everything. I think you were just puffing ciggies.
Says you.
I don't smoke. I do.
Anyway, so yeah, I think that was the first and only ever bad financial decision I've ever made, but I thought it was worth bringing to the podcast.
And it perfectly leads into this. You bought 10 slabs of beer. You bought a giant cardboard cutout of Zac. Your net bank account balance is $0
and 0
cents.
Well, oh no, Gus. What did you buy this week?
Well, let's find out, Zac. This is Gus's bad financial decisions. Yes, that's right. Oh, cha-ching! Yes, that's right. Can we just leave that in and not put the opener in?
Okay, you guys just heard us mocking. The opener's already played once.
Yeah.
Because I made it.
Yeah, but that was your opener, so we also need my version of the opener, because they're different segments.
Yeah, good. But that was us singing along to the opener. You didn't actually hear Angus's version of the opener in it.
All right, so this is... That's not the name of the segment. This is Gus's bad financial decisions, and I came in today thinking that I didn't... Because I promised that this would be a weekly segment, much to Zac's dismay.
Because I really don't like you spending this much money.
And this week I came in and I was like, Zac, I don't have one. I need to go and buy Belle Delphine's OnlyFans so that I have something to talk about on today's segment. And then I thought about it for like 5 minutes and I'm like, I can't do this.
For anyone who's wondering why they remember Belle Delphine, she's the one that sold bathwater.
Everyone remembers Belle Delphine.
I feel like not everyone remembers Belle Delphine. I think everyone's tried to get Belle Delphine out of their memory.
Well, that's a bit rude. I think Belle Delphine is a meme lord who deserves respect.
No, Belle Delphine doesn't deserve anything, let alone your money.
Yes, which is why I'm not going to give her my money just so I can talk about it on the show, but...
We are going to discuss whether you should buy it.
So, I reckon we throw it to an audience... Oh, that's a terrible idea.
No, they're going to
yes.
vote. Yeah, it's going to be a yes.
But if I do it because the audience voted yes, then it's not technically...
It's still a bad financial decision.
Yeah, but it's not simping because they told me to do it.
Angus's biggest worry was like, I don't want to be a simp.
I just feel like... Look, she doesn't need my money.
No, she really doesn't.
She does
you know
not.
What? You don't need to
money.
give her your money, and I don't think you need...
The only way I would ever subscribe to her OnlyFans is if it is justifiable show content.
And I feel like it's not justifiable show content.
Well, I reckon we throw it to an audience vote.
No, we're not throwing it to an audience vote because the audience cannot be trusted.
All right, guys. If you go onto Instagram right now, if you're listening to this
We've
on
already
Sunday...
said that we would do an Instagram poll a few weeks back and we never did it.
Well, we'll do this one because I'm going to remember this when I listen through this podcast. Anyway, the point is I don't need to buy Belle Delphine's OnlyFans right now because I realized I did make some bad financial decisions this
and
week.
we love that. Not really.
So, bad financial decisions. I may have bought a mouse pad.
How much was said mouse pad, Angus, you told me before we started recording?
What?
How much was the mouse pad?
I didn't tell you.
Oh.
No, I didn't. I told you I was going to tell you on the show. So I bought a game, and I was playing said game, and then I realized, oh shit, you kind of need a mouse pad to play a shooter. So... I looked up mouse pads, and for some reason, in like the suggested, like I just went to the Google Shopping tab, and for some reason, very high in the suggestions was a very inappropriate hentai mouse pad.
Now,
and I found it very funny.
Is this based on your search history?
I guess probably. I don't know. That's I was sort of concerned about that, but that's not the point. The point is, I saw this hentai mouse pad and then I was like, oh, that's kind of a small mouse pad. So I found a bigger hentai mouse pad.
Angus.
This is like one that takes up like the majority of the desk. It's like a big gaming mouse pad.
Oh,
and
disgusting. How much did you spend on it?
$42.
Angus. I was thinking $90, so I'm not that surprised. Like, I'm happy with that.
I would not spend $90 on a mouse pad. $42 is the maximum I would
That's
spend
still a lot for
on
a mouse pad.
mat for a mouse, which is something I've never owned. So I think I can justify spending $42
No, but the thing
on
is,
it.
companies give away branded mouse pads for free. If you desperately needed a mouse pad, you could get one highly cheaply.
Zach, I could have gotten... You're forgetting the fact that I could have gotten any other mouse pad for way cheaper. I wanted the hentai one.
I'm disgusted that you have bought a hentai one.
But I mainly did it for things like that. I did it so I could just tell my mates and it'd be a big meme. But now it's content.
I hate this.
Also, I bought 3 hats for Dash, my lizard. If you haven't heard the episode of this show where I announced that I got a lizard, I bought Dash 3 hats off Etsy. And that was a total of $51.
Angus!
They're handmade!
I don't care if they're handmade. Who the f*** is making handmade lizard hats?
People on Etsy, Zach!
I hate that nobody has a lie.
I also bought the hentai mouse pad on Etsy. Also, I went to... I had an urge to go to a restaurant earlier this week and eat food at a restaurant. And I spent like $100, but that's fine.
That's not horrible. That's a responsible financial decision, considering you don't always eat out. Just quickly, while we're on the subject of ordering things online, can we have an update on your mic sock and the 3 things we're waiting from Wish?
Okay, mic sock still hasn't arrived. I don't know when it's arriving, but the good thing about the mic sock is it's coming to my current address.
That's
Wish
great.
stuff not coming to my current address. Not sure what's going to happen.
Did you set up a mail redirect?
I didn't even look into it.
Angus.
But I'm hoping like he's a nice dude. I'm sure he'll let me know if stuff arrives there for me.
So the whole segment, the whole premise around one of the episodes just might not ever eventuate.
Well, I need to go up there because I left my chopping board there, and it's quite a nice chopping board, and I don't know if I want to let go of my chopping board that easily. But I couldn't really justify going up there just for the chopping board, so maybe I can justify doing a mixed chopping board / Wish trip.
Okay, well, I'm glad to look forward to that. Last week we emailed Miss Esther Heidi. Stop doing that.
Okay.
And she replied almost instantly. I kind of felt bad for not replying to her for a week, but then again, it's a scam.
You also didn't reply to her for a week for the original reply, did you?
No, I am greetings.
She's a dying woman.
I don't care. Greetings, dear friend. I am glad reading your mail. I decided to hand over this money to you, and you should know that my contact to you is by the special grace of God. Blah, blah, blah. She retouched on the 25% for you and 75% for orphanages. The company... Now, she still has not mentioned where this money has come from. The company is aware of anything and everything.
Is this they? Are they the company?
They is the
So
company.
last week she referred to a mysterious they, and she said they have the money. So it's...
For references, last week we did ask the questions, can we have legal proof? Why aren't you donating it yourself? Who is the they? She doesn't touch on any of this. This is not something that you have to think about because it is an opportunity for you and less privilege.
Well, I think that decides it. She told us we don't have to think about it, Zach, so we don't have to think about it. It's as simple as that.
So, now she wants us to prove that we're not illegal. She wants our identification and any picture to prove that we will not betray her. Blah, blah, blah. She retouches on the fact that this money is without any risk involved. It is 100% risk-free. All you need to do is for me to present you as the next of kin for the bank to be approved. So the bank might be the they. But the bank isn't the company, which is a bit... I am right now in Israel and send me your photo so I shall know you facially, after which I will send you mine. Do we want to send her a photo?
I don't see any problem sending her a
I kind
photo.
of see a few problems. Identity theft? I feel like this might be where it's going.
Look, Zach, To be honest, I reckon we take the risk.
No, I don't like that idea.
She can't steal our identities just from our name and photo.
She might.
I think you'll be... I'll send my... Okay, I volunteer as tribute.
Can we do a face swap? And then we'll send one of the face swaps.
Face swap isn't even a thing anymore, is it?
I think it's on Snapchat. Unfortunately, I'm in a hospital in Israel where I've been undergoing treatment for my cancer. I have lost my ability to talk, and my doctors have told me that I only have a few months to live. By the way, guys, this is a scam. That's why we're treating someone so badly.
Let's ignore her and email back in 4 months.
Do you want to set a reminder for that?
Yeah.
Hey,
and
Siri,
then we'll be like, hey, you're bullshit.
set a reminder for 4 months to reply to Esther Heidi. Anyway.
All right. Hopefully our show still exists in 4 months.
My dear, I am always expecting to hear from you and always put me in your daily prayers. And Miss Esther Heidi, the wife of the late Mr. Heidi, please fill this below and send to me immediately to enable me forward it to the manager. Who is the manager? Thank you for your understanding.
Months,
best wishes.
4 months. We'll be at like episode 30 almost.
Nice.
So around episode 29, 30, keep.
We will get back to Miss Esther Heidi. Esther Heidi.
Okay, and now it's time for a segment that we haven't done in a while. This.
Whoa, the things we hate. Whoa, yeah, we hate them all.
We should just do a whole like acapella show. Except we don't have that many openers. So
No, I don't want to do that.
Okay.
And we are playing the
Would you hate that? Would you say you would hate that?
Can we stop referencing the fact that we
Would you
just
hate
sang?
doing an acapella show?
Can you stop?
Is that something you would hate? Get it? Because that's what this segment's about?
Oh, we're doing the things we hate. And
Would
in
you
case
hate
you're
that? Would you hate
really
doing
confused,
a whole acapella show where we do all the segments, openers in acapella?
we sung the opener for that, and I'm not putting that in. And Angus was keeping referencing the fact that we sung the opener. I do not want to do an acapella show.
Would you hate it?
Yeah. I would.
Okay, cool. That's the first thing Zac hates.
I hate the idea of us doing an acapella show. Do you know what I also hate, Angus? We touched on this. iOS 14. It's been announced. I can't access it at least until the middle of July when I try the beta.
Oh. All right. Well, I'm not getting an iPhone for a while then.
2 weeks.
Oh, is it? Oh, we're nearly in July.
Yeah. Well, we are by the time this comes out.
Also, there could be a slight roadblock in me getting an iPhone in the fact that my phone is in my sister's name and my sister is in Queensland.
That's a problem.
That is a problem.
But on the bright side, you're now 18. You can have the name.
Yeah, but she's in Queensland.
Yeah,
And
that
she's
I
like
understand.
camping in like regional Queensland.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you hate? Because you suggested that we do this segment.
Oh yeah, this was my idea, and I forced Zac to prepare for it at the last minute because
Yeah.
he forgot me mentioning it just as I left his house last week.
A bit of your fault there, I think.
All right, Zac. So, I've heard recently, I've been keeping up with the news. I do some news reading. I read the news a little bit. I peruse the news.
You have no clue what's happening in today's society.
No, I do not. Nor do I care, but I do know this. Apparently... Bleep! Oh,
Whoa!
censored. Oh,
That's been
oh, that's
bleeped.
the second time that word's been said on the show. Oh, possibly the third.
Yeah. Apparently, what about?
Bleep! No, that was been said 4 times. Zach, we can't let this be happening.
What word?
Bleep! Yeah, that... Bleep!
Oh, fuck.
Stop saying the
This is going to be really fucking hard to edit out. I need to make sure.
It's
I need to
gonna
go.
sound so shit. Bleep. Oh wait, no, that didn't get censored.
Yes, shit isn't a bad word anymore.
Okay.
Okay, what do you hate?
According to our board of bad words, shit is fine. It didn't used to be before the episodes where we were bleeping it, weren't bleep. Oh, bleep this.
At one point, we were bleeping the word shit, but now it's only
Bleep
fucking
bleep. And probably a lot of other ones too. Bleep. Like, I don't know what other.
Do you reckon
bleep?
What's a bleepable word?
Nah.
Yeah, I
Bleep.
think that was
Bad.
bleeped. That was bleeped.
What about bleep?
I think
Bleep.
it's a bad word. Yeah, that's bleeped.
Yeah, I'm not going to say any more.
Do you want to go one more?
No.
Okay. What do you hate? You suggested this segment.
I hate that our show bleeps swear words.
Shut the bleep up.
I think you mean shut the bleep up. Oh, wait, that's what the audience heard. Ooh.
Please tell me that wasn't one of your dot points.
No. Panic buying returns.
I did see that.
I looked into this very briefly.
Nice to see that you're doing all your research for the podcast.
Item limits have been reintroduced at supermarkets after a spike in cases has caused people to panic buy again. Now, I'm just going to read off a script.
Great.
Now, I thought everyone who did this the first time was dumb. And I'm talking like cream of the bleep crop dumb. I don't think I know anyone who did it. But hey, if I do, they're freaking dumb. But to do it again, I mean, surely there's got to be a limit to people's stupidity, right? Anyway, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Toilet paper will not protect you against a freaking respiratory disease. Just stop.
Is that someone else's script? I feel like ScoMo would have said that as his most recent press conference.
I think he would have bleeped the swear words, though.
Okay.
Oh, but so
did we. We are ScoMo.
No,
Angus?
that's not how we want to be advertising this show, Zach.
In a bit more of an important thing that...
Also, I hate that buildings don't include the 13th floor. Stop pandering to people with superstitions. It's not good.
KFC no longer have the Kentucky snack pack.
I should have known you were going to bring this up. I work at KFC, and I just have to say, Zach hates this. I'm loving it. That's another fast food catchphrase from McDonald's.
So, essentially, they have a secret menu. If you heard that, don't even look about it. If you don't know what the secret menu is, you're not allowed to know. But essentially,
if you go into the KFC app and swipe down a bunch... I'm a KFC employee. Actually, no, that makes it worse that I'm saying it.
Yeah.
Look.
You're not allowed to know...
There's a secret menu.
On the app. That's all we'll say. Anyway, it is chips, popcorn chicken, and supercharged sauce on top. I love it, and it's no longer in the menu.
It's really annoying to make.
I don't care. I liked eating it. How is it annoying to make?
Because you have to go out the back to where the burgers are and grab the sauce thing.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
You poor thing.
Yeah, I know.
You poor thing.
But also, barely anyone orders it, so like...
Yeah, boom. Cater for
But
me.
also, there's a secret option in the menu. We still can serve it.
Really?
It's like the secret menu within the POS system. We can still do it.
Really? Yeah. I'm so excited for this. So what do I have to say to get it?
You can't.
Oh.
It's like secret, so we can make it for ourselves pretty much.
Dogs. Do you have anything else you hate, or is that
Unless
all
you come to my KFC, I guess I can make it for you if you
I'm
want.
not traveling to Hyatt.
So you're saying you hate this enough that you brought it to the show, but you don't love the snack pack enough to come all the way to Hyatt to get it?
It was like 3 hours on a train there and back for $5
Then buy, like,
at KFC.
3.
What?
Also, like, you could literally just buy a large chips, a popcorn chicken
Shut
bucket,
up.
and supercharged sauce and make it yourself.
That's going to cost more than $5 though.
Oh, well, clearly you don't love it that much then, so stop complaining.
Okay, well, do you hate
Actually,
anything?
don't stop complaining. That's what this segment is all about. But yeah, I think we're done.
I have one more thing I hate.
You have one more thing. What is it?
My bladder. I just piss a lot. Like, I have a very big problem where I just piss.
A very big problem?
A very big problem. I just piss all the time.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
Wait, is that what the KFC thing on the board was?
Uh-oh. No, it wasn't! Talking about KFC.
Yeah.
So, the PS5 came out recently. Have you seen that?
Yes, I know what you're about to say. I know what you're talking about.
So,
it's going.
I don't know. Should we watch the video?
Sure.
Let's watch the video, guys. KFC Gaming presents. It's an on-off button. It's an eject thing. KFC console!
It's actually the KF console.
Alright. A brand new gaming console. Equipped with a chicken chamber. That's pretty good. They're showing us the chicken chamber. And cross-platform capability. KF console. True 4K, 120 frames per second. Power your hunger. And then it has a date at the bottom, 11.12.20.
So, pretty much we have to wait until 11.12.20.
The 11th of... Hey, Siri, set a
But
reminder...
it's probably from America, so it'll be the 12th of November.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I don't care anymore. Anyway, the KFC is releasing a console. I thought that was pretty entertaining.
Are they though, Zach?
No, it's obviously
initially
fake.
I saw it and I was like, oh, it's an April Fool's joke, and then I realized it wasn't April.
And, yeah, it's not...
Because that's usually the kind of thing that a company would do for April Fools.
I just don't find it that funny. Like, I was just kind of entertained, and then I was like, oh, a chicken warmer.
Yeah. That chicken warmer would be good as a standalone product.
Yeah, and then I was talking to a mate about it, and he goes, oh, it would never work because, like, your gaming console's got to stay cold. And I was like, well, that's boring.
No, it could be like fully separated by like a thermal blocking wall or something. I don't bleep. No, let's stop talking about KFC possibly making a game console.
And you've made an opener for this.
Kyle Sandilands, radio's biggest shock job.
I'm a shower smoker. I'll smoke in the shower.
The man who never fails to surprise us. From fake health issues.
He's crying. Well, there's a condition that I've been diagnosed with that I haven't spoken anyway about. Yeah.
Holy moly.
To real health issues.
I think I do have to have an operation on my throat.
We never know what to expect.
No way! No way! Not just I killed it!
This is Kyle Chat. That's right, it's Kyle Chat. Much like bad financial decisions, because it's generally always on the show, it's now going to be an actual segment where I just talk about Kyle Sandilands, because let's be honest, there's always something to say
This is so
about
bad.
Kyle Sandilands.
What's on for Kyle Chat this week, Gus?
I have two Kyle Chats.
Oh, nice.
One of them...
Kyle Chat.
Two Kyle Chats. I have two things, because one of them, I saw the headline and I was like, that's good content. I'll read you the headline.
Yeah, hit me.
Kyle Sandilands is left fuming as he reveals he's disowning, that's in all caps, long-term pal Carl Stefanovic
Carl
after...
Stefanovic.
Vitch.
No,
Vitch.
it's not Carl Stefanovic.
Well, that's how I'm going to pronounce it, just to piss you off then. Carl Stefanovic, after he hung out with two of his enemies. Now, I saw that and I was like, wow, that's good content, until I read it and realized, no, that's just fucking clickbait.
Who are his enemies?
So I initially thought this was some really good gossip for Kyle Chat,
Yeah.
but it now seems to be just a clickbait headline.
So
pretty
did you
much.
not read this article before bringing it to the show?
No. Well, I did. No, I read it on the way here, but I had just seen it throughout the week, and I was like, oh, that's good, but I didn't read it when I saw it. I only read it on the way here today.
That's so annoying.
Anyway, pretty much, Carl invited Kyle over for a beer and a chat. Kyle turned him down, and so instead, Carl went to the races with rival radio hosts Fitzy and Ben Fordham.
Ben Fordham from 2GB and Fitzy from Nova 969.
That is correct. Kyle then said, anyways, he couldn't have the gold class friendship happening on the Saturday, so then I noticed he dropped back to a bronze sort of situation because I saw him at the races with Fitzy and Ben. I'm finished and done with him.
So
He was
Carl
with-
said this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm finished and done with him. He was with two enemy broadcasters. I can't hang out with someone who has a friendship with two losers. It's obviously a joke, isn't it?
So Carl is disowning Kyle.
No, that was Kyle. That was Kyle saying that about Carl.
Carl went with 2GB.
Yeah.
Ah.
And Kyle's like,
Kinda
I'm
Kyle's
disowning
salty
it,
about
blah,
this.
blah, blah, I can't be hanging out. That's a joke, right?
I
And
think
they
it's a
made the
joke.
whole headline about it. Surely that's a joke.
Surely that's a joke. Who actually would care that much? But also, I kind of think Kyle would care that much. If anyone's going to care that
I
much...
mean, I guess I should have actually listened to the part, and because then it would have been obvious if it's a joke. But we can now we can only speculate. But they put disowning in all caps.
I don't think that's very important. Do you have anything else to bring to Kyle Chat? Because I really feel like this has been
All
a very
right,
useless...
Kyle sent Carl. This is more Carl related content, but different Kyle related content.
Yeah?
So Carl recently, not Kyle.
Carl, this is Carl Stefanovic.
Carl Steph. I'm just going to call him Carl Steph.
Oh,
Carl
no.
Steph recently had a baby,
Yeah, I did know that.
and Kyle sent Carl a text congratulating him on his new baby.
Why have you done that in air quotes? What's the problem?
Do you want me to read you the text?
Yeah, go for it.
My spies tell me now is the time to say congratulations. Your cum still works. Probably tastes like shit, but works nonetheless.
Ew.
Kisses to the family.
Ew. Who says that?
Kyle Sandilands, and I f***ing love him for it. Oh my god.
That's disgusting.
Oh my god. And I love even more that he said that on radio. He read that text out on radio.
Why are they allowed to do such bleep up shit?
And then Jackie O reads out her text and it's all like just nice.
Oh god. I love that Kyle chat.
Yeah, it was a good Kyle chat.
Very nice. Now, just for reference, we have hit the desired time of the podcast, but because Angus won the rock off,
My memory is good.
he
Zach
gets
was
to
sort of,
omit something that I wanted to bring to the show.
Zach was shit talking my memory last week and I felt a bit sad about it.
Why are we speaking like this?
I don't know, but I felt sad that you were shit talking my memory, Zach. So I came to the show this week to prove to you once and for all that my memory is good.
Oh yeah, really?
I've only had Wi-Fi in my house for about less than a week.
Yeah.
I already know my Wi-Fi password in my head.
That's not a skill.
It is.
No, it's not.
It's just a bunch of random numbers and letters. Not many people.
Okay, if
just
your memory's
memorize
good, I want you to recite Hugh from episode 4, phone number.
that. I didn't make a conscious thought to remember that because I don't really care what Hugh's phone number
You
is.
did in year 7. You used to know our phone numbers off by heart.
Yeah, but I've sort of erased year 7 from my mind. I do know what my Wi-Fi password was in year 7.
What was your Wi-Fi password in year 7?
2DE9010C25. And my Wi-Fi password now is VXZ2PMP.
You
J6WNK.
are a liar.
J6WNK.
You looked at this on your notes this morning while we were
Yeah,
walking.
because I was memorizing it.
Angus is a liar. Angus's memory is bad. You cannot rock up to the podcast and say my memory is good because you studied it while we were planning the show.
Yes, I can.
No, you cannot.
But I hadn't studied it prior to that. This morning was the first time I looked at it.
No, that doesn't count because it's still in your memory from about an hour ago.
That's a pretty long time ago.
No, it is not.
All right, well then I need to still impress people, so I'm going to reel off all the Wi-Fi passwords I've ever had. Also, people now know my Wi-Fi password.
They don't know where you live. Foot's grey.
Bleep. Ooh, better bleep that out.
I think I forgot.
Better bleep that one out.
It was more important the fact that we said bleep or the fact.
There's so many bleeps. Oh, I feel bad for you, Zach. All right.
Thanks.
Wi-Fi password from like 10 years ago. GIZEVACUWO.
I feel like you could just be reciting anything at this point.
No. Corio, 2DE910C25, Wind and Vale, XZU, XRP, 26DEHT, and that's about it. It's really not that impressive. I just wanted to state the fact that, yes, I'm bad at remembering memories, but I can remember numbers.
Okay, Angus. I was going to give you a challenge for next week, but then I realized you're going to listen to this like about the day before we record next week's episode. So
Still, like that's a sleep. That's a sleep.
true.
Before. So I reckon.
Oh yeah, but then it's going to go. Okay, this is going to be bleeped, and I'll unbleep it, and I'll play it back to you next week. So no one's going to hear this in the podcast next week. I'm just going to bleep the number, but we'll bring it back next week. So Angus, you have to remember this.
I have to remember this. Bleep, 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 bleep. I don't like this second one. I'm not going to do it.
Oh.
All right, we'll do it.
Yay!
Can you say it again?
I don't remember
Surely
what I
I
said.
get to hear it as many times as I want now.
No, I don't remember what I said. Do we want to go back and listen to it?
Bleep, bleep, bleep. No. Bleep.
There we go.
So your memory is shit.
I didn't say my memory was good. That's not the point of the podcast.
Bleep, bleep, bleep.
And with that...
Now I have to play that on repeat through my mind so it doesn't leave because I'm not allowed to write it down.
No, you're not.
Bleep, bleep,
Can you get a bit closer to your microphone, please?
bleep, bleep, bleep. Or, as you would have just heard, bleep.
Yeah. Yeah, all the times that we've been saying it.
All right, thank you for listening to the... See you next week. That brings us to the end of another Zac and Gus episode.
You can like us on Facebook, Zac and Gus.
You can follow us on Instagram at Zac and Gus.
And you can contact this show anytime by emailing zacandgusshow@gmail.com.
Make sure you hit subscribe, and we'll see you next week.